Hello there. It's good to have you here. Let me ask you something simple. Have you ever had to wake up in the middle of the night just because your bladder sent out an emergency signal, even though you had only been asleep for a couple of hours? After 60, many people experience changes in how their body works. But here's something important. Losing control of your bladder isn't just a part of aging. It can actually be a sign that one part of your body is quietly getting weaker. Today, we're going to talk about something that can be uncomfortable to bring up, but it matters. There are 7 main reasons why older adults often lose bladder control, and more importantly, we're going to look at some simple, private, and effective solutions you can start doing today. These are not guesses. These sources include trusted medical organizations such as Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, and the National Institute on Aging. If you've ever felt nervous about going out for too long, worried about coughing too hard, or found yourself always looking for the nearest bathroom, this video is for you. And here's the good news. With just a few small changes, you can start feeling more in control again. Let's begin with the very first cause. And no, it's not just about getting older. In fact, the first reason may surprise you. It's a small group of muscles in your body that most people never even think about. Number 1, weak pelvic floor muscles. According to Mayo Clinic, US, the pelvic floor is a group of muscles that helps you hold urine in and release it when needed. As you get older, these muscles can get weaker, especially if you've had children, dealt with long-term constipation, or haven't been active in a while. When these muscles lose strength, your bladder starts acting on its own. You may feel sudden urges. You might not make it to the bathroom in time, or you may leak a little when you laugh, sneeze, or lift something heavy. Let me share a quick comparison. Evelyn is 72. She often avoids long trips because she's afraid she might have an accident. Even short walks become stressful. She always needs to know where the restroom is. On the other hand, Clara is 70. She had the same issue 5 years ago, but she started doing a simple routine every day, pelvic floor exercises. Now she can walk, travel, and enjoy her day without worrying. So what's really going on here? Your pelvic floor muscles act like a small hammock. They sit underneath your bladder and help keep it closed until it's time to go. But after 60, the tissues that support these muscles begin to weaken. If you sit for most of the day, avoid movement, or ignore small leaks, the problem slowly grows. Cleveland Clinic says that 30% to 50% of adults over 65 have signs of weak pelvic floor muscles, even if they don't know it yet. That's a big number, and the earlier you start paying attention, the better your chances of stopping things from getting worse. So what can you do? The answer is surprisingly simple, and no one even has to know you're doing it. It's called a Kegel exercise, and it works by helping you squeeze and strengthen the exact muscles that control your bladder. The National Institute on Aging recommends doing it 3 times a day, with 10 to 15 squeezes each time. The best part? You can do it anytime, while sitting on the couch, riding a bus, brushing your teeth, or waiting for the kettle to boil. No equipment, no gym, and no one watching. Here's how. Just sit or lie down. Gently squeeze the muscles you would use to stop urine flow. Hold it for 3 to 5 seconds, then relax. Breathe normally. Repeat 10 times. That's 1 round. Most people start to notice improvement in 6 to 8 weeks, sometime sooner. And the stronger your pelvic floor becomes, the more confident you'll feel. It may not fix everything overnight, but it's a powerful first step. It's also worth saying this. Your body after 60 doesn't need extreme workouts or strict routines. It just needs small, steady attention. If you try this today, even for just 5 seconds, you'll already be making progress. Why not give it a go right now? Can you try squeezing the lower muscles for 5 seconds while sitting here? Even if it feels awkward at first, keep going. Your muscles will respond. And each small effort today means more freedom, more comfort, and less worry in the days ahead. Because this is not just about bladder control. It's about living with more peace of mind. But if you think muscles are the only reason this happens, think again. There's another cause, more silent, more common in men, and it often gets overlooked until it becomes a real problem. But if you think weak muscles are the only cause, think again. There's another reason, quiet, often ignored, especially among men, that can lead to uncomfortable and unexpected moments. One of the most overlooked problems for older men is an enlarged prostate. Number 2, enlarged prostate makes it harder to empty the bladder. According to Mayo Clinic, around 50% of men over 60 have an enlarged prostate and don't even know it. The first signs can be very small. Waking up often at night to pee, feel like you didn't finish urinating, or noticing a weak stream. These may seem like minor annoyances, but they are not just a part of getting older. They are signs that your body is under pressure, literally. Let's look at one example. George is 68. Lately, he's had pull over on short trips just to find a restroom. He often feels the urge to go, but when he tries, the flow is slow or stops too soon. At first, he thought he was just drinking too much water. But when he finally went for a checkup, the doctor found that his prostate had grown nearly twice its normal size. So why does this happen? The prostate is a small gland just below the bladder. It surrounds a tube that carries urine out of the body. As men get older, the prostate can grow larger. This is called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or simply an enlarged prostate. When the prostate swells, it squeezes the urethra, making it harder for urine to pass through. That's why you might feel like you need to go, but can't finish, or why you keep waking up at night needing the bathroom. This problem doesn't always need surgery or medication right away. In fact, many men can manage it with small, smart changes in daily habits. The National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, NIDK, recommends that men over 60 should get their prostate checked once a year. It's quick, simple, and can help catch the issue before it becomes serious. If your symptoms are mild, you might be able to improve them just by adjusting your daily routine. For example, go to the bathroom at regular times, every 2 to 3 hours, can help train your bladder and avoid pressure buildup. Try to cut back on caffeine, coffee, tea, and some sodas, especially in the afternoon. Caffeine can irritate the bladder and make symptoms worse. Also, stress can make the bladder more sensitive, so simple deep breathing or gentle stretches in the morning can help. A lot of men feel shy or uncomfortable talking about prostate issues. But once you understand what's happening, it's easy to take control. You don't have to live in fear of urgent trips to the bathroom or change your plans just to stay near a toilet. Now, while the prostate is a common issue for men, there's another reason for bladder problems that affects both men and women, and this one starts inside the brain. Number 3, the brain no longer hears signals from the bladder clearly. Sometimes, it's not that your bladder is too active. It's that your brain isn't getting the message in time. Let's take Marlene, who is 73. She often doesn't realize she needs to pee until it's almost too late. At first, she thought it was just forgetfulness, but her doctor explained that her brain was no longer receiving clear signals from the bladder, a problem that happens when nerves weaken with age. This is more common than people think. Cleveland Clinic explains that as we age, the nerves that control the bladder and send messages to the brain start to slow down. If you've had diabetes, a stroke, or even mild symptoms of Parkinson's, your brain might not notice that your bladder is full. By the time it does, the urgency is strong and accidents happen. So, how can you deal with this? One simple way is called bladder training. It means go to the bathroom at regular times, even if you don't feel the urge yet. Many people find that every 2 hours is a good place to start. Over time, this helps your bladder learn a routine, and it reduces the number of urgent situations. To make it easier, you can use reminders. The National Association for Continence, NAFC, suggests using a small phone alarm or a smartwatch notification to gently remind you when it's time. This removes the stress of forgetting and helps you feel more in control, even when you're out and about. Some people also find it helpful to avoid long gaps between meals or drinks. Eating and drinking on a schedule can help your whole body, including your bladder, stay on track. If you ever found yourself too busy and then had to rush to the bathroom, this might be your sign. Try setting a simple timer today, just to see how it feels. It may be one of the easiest steps you can take to feel more confident, especially when you're outside your home. Because the truth is, being aware of your body signals, even the quiet ones, can make a big difference. Now, Let's look at another reason why bladder control becomes harder over time. And this one, it might be sitting quietly in your bathroom cabinet without you even realizing it. The feeling of losing control doesn't always come from the body itself. Sometimes it starts with something much smaller, something sitting quietly in your medicine cabinet. Number 4, side effects from medications for blood pressure, heart, or diabetes. Many people believe that if a doctor prescribes it, the medicine must be completely safe. But according to the National Institute on Aging, up to 25% of older adults experience bladder leaks due to the side effect of common medications, especially diuretics, water pills, certain blood pressure drugs, and diabetes medicines. Let's look at a simple case. Harold, age 74, takes his blood pressure medicine every morning. About 30 minutes later, he finds himself rushing to the bathroom. It happens almost every day. As a result, he avoids going out in the morning because he worries he won't make it in time. Eventually, Harold talks to his doctor, who adjusts the schedule, moving his dose to the evening. Within a week, his urgency improves, and he feels more confident leaving the house again. What's happening here? Some medications, like diuretics, are designed to remove extra fluid from your body. That's helpful for lowering blood pressure, but also fills your bladder more quickly. Other drugs, such as alpha blockers, relax smooth muscles, including those in the bladder and urethra. When this happens, it becomes harder to hold it in. This doesn't mean you should stop taking your medications. These treatments are often essential, but the way you take them, the time of day, whether you've eaten or what other pills you take alongside, can change how your bladder reacts. Many older adults think the problem is their body getting weaker. But often, the real issue is that the medication schedule doesn't match your body's natural rhythm. What can you do? The good news is this is easy to fix and can be done privately. Mayo Clinic suggests that if you notice any changes in how often you urinate, or if you start leaking after starting a new medication, you should talk to your doctor or pharmacist. You don't need to explain everything. Just mention the timing and how it makes you feel. In many cases, the doctor might suggest switching the time of day you take your pills. For example, if a water pill causes you to rush to the bathroom every morning, try taking it in the late afternoon instead. Some medications can be split into smaller doses across the day. Others work better with food, slowing the effects on the bladder. It's also helpful to keep a short log for 2 or 3 days. Write down when you take your medication and when the bathroom emergency happens. This makes it easier to adjust your routine without guessing. You don't need to suffer quietly or avoid your favorite activities just because of a medicine's timing. Small changes can bring big relief. So before you blame your body, take a quick look in your cabinet. If something's changed recently, maybe the answer is already in your hands. But if medicine only causes indirect effects, the next reason is something that goes much deeper, right into your nervous system. Number 5, nerve conditions like Parkinson's or early-stage Alzheimer's affect bladder control. Sometimes the problem isn't in the muscles or the medicine. It's in how your brain processes signals. Susan is 76. She's lived in the same house for over 30 years, and she used to move around with ease. But lately, she finds herself getting confused at night, forgetting where the bathroom is, or realizing she needed to go only after it's too late. After a visit to the doctor and a few simple tests, she learns that her symptoms are early signs of Parkinson's. This kind of problem is more common than many people expect. According to the Parkinson's Foundation, over 60% of people with Parkinson's experience bladder issues, mostly because the brain no longer controls the bladder in the same way. And with Alzheimer's, the brain loses its ability to recognize basic needs, like when it's time to use the bathroom. Even if the muscles are still strong, the brain can fail to send or receive the signal in time. This creates a dangerous combination. The bladder fills, the brain doesn't respond fast enough, and before you know it, it's too late. But this doesn't mean you're helpless. You can take clear, simple steps to reduce the impact without needing medical devices or invasive treatment. Start by setting a daily routine. Go to the bathroom at the same times each day, after waking up mid-morning, before lunch, in the afternoon, before dinner, and once before bed. You can even add a bathroom break during the night if needed. Stick to regular meals and bedtime. This helps your body and your brain stay in sync. If memory or confusion is becoming an issue, use gentle visual reminders. Put a small bathroom sign on the door. Use soft night lights in the hallway. Set up a simple wall calendar or printed checklist with your bathroom schedule. The goal is to remove guesswork. By turning the act of going to the bathroom into a habit, something that happens even without feeling urgency, you reduce the risk of accidents. It's also helpful to make sure the path to the bathroom is always clear. No rugs, no obstacles, and good lighting, especially at night. If someone close to you has begun forgetting where the bathroom is or going less often, it might not be just old age. It could be the brain showing the first signs of change. That's not something to fear, but something to notice gently and early, because when you see the pattern, you can act sooner. And the sooner you act, the easier it is to stay comfortable and independent. The next challenges? They're not in your brain or your muscles. They're part of how you live, how you move, eat, and even what you drink right before bed. The deeper we go, the clearer it becomes. Losing control of urination isn't just about habits. It's connected to how you move, how you live, and sometimes even what you drink before going to bed. Number 6, belly weight gain puts pressure on your bladder. Let's start with a common but often ignored issue: extra weight around the waist. Linda is 69. For most of her life, she stayed active and had a healthy weight. But after retiring, she gained about 8 kilograms, mostly around her belly. Not long after, she noticed a problem: frequent trips to the bathroom, small leaks when coughing or laughing, and a growing fear of sneezing in public. To deal with it, she decided to make 2 small changes. She began walking 20 minutes every evening and cut back on white bread and sugary snacks. In 2 months, her belly size dropped by 5 centimeters, and her bladder control improved significantly. This is not just coincidence. There's a clear reason behind it. According to Harvard Health, fat stored in the belly area puts constant pressure on the bladder. That pressure means your bladder can't expand or contract properly. As a result, even a small amount of urine inside can make you feel a sudden urge or cause unplanned leakage when you move, cough, or laugh. For women, there's an extra layer to this. Belly fat increases estrogen in the body, which may affect the tone of the muscles that control the bladder. That means even if your pelvic floor muscles are strong, hormone-related changes can make things harder. But here's the good news. You don't need to lose a lot of weight. Just a small change, about 3 to 5% of your current weight, can take pressure off your bladder and help you feel more in control. So where can you start? Pick one small, easy action. For example, go for a walk after dinner instead of sitting down right away. Drink water instead of sugary sodas. Try switching white rice or bread for brown or whole grain versions. These changes may seem small, but over time, they reduce abdominal fat, improve your posture, and allow your bladder to function without being squeezed all day. Even a little less pressure on the bladder means fewer accidents, fewer nighttime trips, and more confidence during the day. But even if you feel fit and your muscles are strong, there's still one small habit, done at the wrong time, that can make everything worse, especially at night. Number 7, drinking too much water, coffee, or alcohol before bedtime. This might surprise you. Many people believe that drinking a cup of warm tea before bed helps them sleep. Others enjoy a small glass of wine in the evening. But what they don't know is, these drinks can quietly make their bladder overactive overnight. The National Association for Continence, NAFC, explains that caffeine, tea, and alcohol are all diuretics. That means they increase the amount of urine your body makes. So even if you only drink a small amount, your bladder ends up fuller faster. Add that to a naturally weaker bladder or pelvic floor muscles, and you get more frequent nighttime trips, or worse, small leaks while you sleep. After age 60, your kidneys become less efficient at concentrating urine. This means more fluid stays in the bladder overnight, even if you didn't drink much. And when you lie flat, gravity changes how your body processes fluid, pushing even more into the bladder during sleep. If you drink a full glass of water an hour before bed, your body might not be able to hold it through the night. If you had coffee or tea after dinner, The caffeine may irritate the bladder lining, making it contract more. But you don't have to stop drinking entirely. Here's a simple and effective routine. Stop drinking water or other fluids 2 hours before bedtime. If you feel thirsty, just take a few small sips, not a full cup. Avoid coffee, black tea, or energy drinks after 3 p.m. If you drink alcohol, try limiting it earlier in the evening and watch how your body responds. These adjustments help your bladder stay calmer at night. Less urgency, better sleep, fewer interruptions, and more confidence. You don't have to follow a strict diet. You don't need to feel guilty about enjoying your favorite drink. You just need to plan your timing. Because once your bladder learns your new schedule, it will start working with you, not against you. And now that we've covered these 7 key reasons, it's time to stop and reflect. What signs have you seen in your own life? What small changes could help you feel more comfortable, confident, and in control? Don't worry. In the next part, we'll bring it all together, clearly, simply, and with practical steps you can start today. Now that we've gone through 7 common causes, it's time to pause and ask a simple question. Do any of these sound familiar to you? Even if just 1 or 2 do, it's a good thing you're here. Because the truth is, every single cause we talked about can be improved, and many of them can be managed with small, private steps that don't require medication, surgery, or major lifestyle changes. Let's go over them briefly. Weak pelvic floor muscles, enlarged prostate, missed signals between the bladder and brain, side effects from medications, nerve-related conditions like Parkinson's or early Alzheimer's, belly weight, putting pressure on the bladder, drinking too close to bedtime. Each of these might show up in different ways. Some happen quietly over time. Others may surprise you with urgency or leakage. But no matter where you are right now, you can take action. You don't have to accept this as something you just have to live with. Here's where to begin. Start by looking at yourself honestly. Think back over the past few weeks. Have you had to rush to the bathroom more than usual? Have you had any small leaks while coughing or sneezing? Do you wake up multiple times each night just to pee? Or maybe you feel like you can't finish urinating all the way. If any of those ring true, it's not a failure. It's simply a signal, just like a dashboard light in a car. And signals are there to help us act early. Now, here's the best part. You don't need to fix everything at once. In fact, the most effective way to start is to choose just one small habit and begin today. Let's say you notice you drink a full cup of tea before bed. Try moving that cup to an earlier time, maybe right after dinner. Or maybe you've never done a pelvic floor exercise. Just start with 5 gentle squeezes in the morning while brushing your teeth. Perhaps your medicine schedule hasn't changed in years. Take 5 minutes tomorrow to review your pill times or mention your symptoms at your next doctor's visit. These little adjustments may seem too small to matter, but they add up fast. In many studies, just one change, like adjusting fluid intake or doing Kegels for 2 weeks, has helped people sleep better, feel more in control, and even go out more confidently. It's also worth creating a comfort plan for your daily routine. Set gentle reminders on your phone to go to the bathroom every 2 hours. Keep the bathroom path clear and lit at night. Reduce caffeine after lunch. Walk after meals, even just around the block. Try one light stretching routine each morning. No one needs to know you're doing these things. They're quiet, they're simple, and most of all, they're yours. Because bladder control isn't just about age. It's about awareness, attention, and small actions repeated over time. You deserve to live your day without fear of accidents. You deserve restful sleep. You deserve to enjoy outings without scanning for bathrooms or carrying extra pads just in case. And here's something important to remember. Longevity is not just about how long you live. It's about how well you live each day. You can be 65, 70, even 85, and still feel steady, strong, and confident in your body. But it begins with you noticing the signs and taking gentle steps to support your own health. So today, take just one of the causes we've talked about and try one small thing. Whether it's a stretch, a reminder, a sip of water at the right time. Let it be your signal to care for yourself. If this video gave you even one useful idea, please consider liking it, subscribing to our channel, and turning on notifications. We share more tips like this every week. Always clear, simple, and designed for older adults who want to live fully and freely. And if you know someone, a friend, a sibling, a partner who might benefit from this, feel free to share the video with them. Sometimes, just one conversation can make someone feel less alone and more prepared. Let's close with this. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are just learning what your body needs now. And that is a powerful thing. So keep moving, keep caring, and keep living the best version of your life at every age.